Eyes down for
Good morning, folks. It's Tuesday, not Monday. Monday went by in a flurry of all things going wrong, and here we are with our nicely primed bonnet and front cowl, and they've come out really well. I'm really happy with them. They weren't flatting, but other than that, they're pretty much good. There's some little tiny bits of stoppering that will need doing, but overall that needs flatting there. That area needs flatting and some stopper, but overall they're pretty bloody good, so I'm quite pleased with those. It never rains but it pours. Now Angela, Keith's wife, is in hospital. She's had long-standing heart problems since she was in her 30s, and what with Keith being ill and everything, she had a fainting fit and a collapse, and they've taken her into hospital and they're giving her blood transfusions because she's very anemic. She's going to be in 2 or 3 days. So once again, I am being dragged from pillar to post, and on top of it all, it looks like Mother's house sale is about to happen. So I have to get the garage cleared out. So today I'm going to do that. So there's going to be no tractor work. I hope to get something done towards the end of this week that I can show you. But until then, I'm just going to have to get my head down and dive into what's to do. So there you go. Right, I'll call that it now, because I've got to empty all this stuff out the back of the truck, and then I've got to go to Mum's and fill it up with rubbish. So there you go. So this is stuff that's been donated to the cause, including more of this wonderful strip metal. So I shall start getting it all out and then go to Mother's. See you later. Good morning, people. Just gone 12 o'clock, and this is what I've been doing yesterday. All this has been sorted. Dodgy window frame. All this has been sorted out. This is the back of Mother's garage. All this has been sorted out yesterday. I've got the rubbish out from among it, and today, dodgy wall. Today I'm going to sort this lot out, and then I think we're about there. Once I've been through this lot, over there in the far corner is the pile of rubbish, and this is my job for today. Keith is eating better and improving. Angela, his wife, in hospital, is improving rapidly, and they're having a meeting today to get to the bottom of the problem and see if they can't sort it out. But life goes on. Right, I'm going to dig into this mess, see if I can make some sense of it. Bye now. You ain't going to believe this, folks. I've just opened this box to see what was inside it, and inside it is a BBC Model B computer and a butterfly, which is alive. Don't ask me how, but it's alive. Aren't you, pal? You see him moving? There he goes. He's alive. Don't ask me how that happened, but there you go. Just one of those little miracles. Bye now. Good afternoon, folks. It's Friday, which is strange because when I got up this morning I was sure it was Thursday, but there you go. We spent the day yesterday in York taking the daughter's BF to York Hospital for his first appointment for ME oblique long COVID, which is what they've diagnosed him as, and got back about 4 o'clock, so I got nothing done yesterday. I've spent a couple of days tidying up in the garage at my mother's to get ready to move all the stuff out, because basically that is now imminent. And I'm now having a tidy up in here so that I can get to my lathe to make these bushes for the tow bar, which is still here. Right, to make the bushes for there. I've had a look at the primer. There is a little bit of stopper required. Right, I've had a look at the primer. There was one or two little bits of stopper required. There were one or two bits of stopper required, and we're going to put them on because it's Friday and they'll dry over the weekend. I'll be able to flat it and blue it on Monday, which is what I intend to do. But in truth they're not bad. It's just little odd places like the back of the badge there, and that one's flatting, but there isn't much. They're pretty bloody perfect to those when you consider the condition that was in. So what am I doing? Well, as usual, when I'm at a loose end and when I can't get into anything, I tidy up. So that's what I'm doing in here. I'm tidying up. And here's a little tip. These chucks have been sat on this shelf for years. Every now and again I need one. I come, I pull it off, I strap it onto something, usually bolt it down to a table, and just use it. Put it back on there when I finish with it. They've never gone rusty. I've just noticed a few of them have got rust on them, and the only place they've got rust on them is where the dust from spraying has fallen on them. So I can only assume that the dust is carrying moisture. You see a bit on there. Right, that's going rusty, but the rest of them, they're absolutely fine. I get very little rust in this workshop. What's that like? Yeah, that one's doing. It's just where, it just seems to be where they're uncovered and they get dust on them. So there you go. So I'm having a tidy up, I'm having a clear up and a de-dust, and generally making the place more workable, with the idea of getting to the lathe and making those bushes. Now whether I shall get to that today or not, I don't know. What time is it now? It's 3:30, I probably won't. Never mind. It's been a bit of a dead loss this week, chaps, so I must apologise for the lack of content. Oh look, here's some. I was brought gifts of metal, all useful stuff, box section. My old mate's business, Bootleg Traders. This is all market steel, as are those bits. Bits for hooking over the back of your market stall and hanging stuff on. But he's no longer doing it now. He's retired, and he's just selling off his excess stock from home and getting rid of stuff. But there you go, including these Hydrolux grow lights. I've got two of those Hydrolux glow lights. If anybody wants any, they're the big ones. He said, stemming his way through here. Have I got one uncovered? Yes, I have got one uncovered. Very gently. Those. Right, high UV. Both tested and working. If anybody wants any, but they're not using those anymore now for growing plants. They're using LED based ones, which of course are much cheaper to run. So there you go. Looking around here, I've come to the realisation that as spring hits and I start to spring clean, I need to spend a week or two finishing off things on the workshop. Like for instance, putting the capping on up there, getting all those cappings on, putting that cable that's dropped out back in, generally just getting these cappings finished, and jobs in the other end of the workshop as well I need to get on with. Capping on up there, capping on there. You see, I got it all done in here. I put it all on in here, and it's just a job, you know. It's out of sight, out of mind. Quick blow down with the airline and it's done. But I had a big clean up in here. I'm going to put some degreaser on there before I will do it today. I'll put some degreaser on there before I leave. Right, if I'm doing anything more interesting today, I'll bring you back, but I'm afraid this week's been a bit of a dead loss, chaps, so there you go. Oh, I did start rounding that off, and it's going quite well. Then I softened it, then of course somebody came and started talking to me, so I started talking, and the day was gone. Right, if I get anything more done today that's really, really exciting, I'll bring you back. Anybody want a 2CV engine in gearbox? There's one. It's not running. It's stuck as far as I can see. But there it is. But it wants to go. Alright, bye now. Right folks, the witching hour has arrived. I have I've got mush mouth. I have worked my way through the tidying up. I have tidied up. I have made my way into the machine that I want to use for making these bushes. I've had a big tidy up on here, put loads of stuff away off this tray, which shouldn't have been out, but it was all out because I was doing a very difficult job. Actually, I think it was making the 2CV, yeah, it was making the 2CV pushrod tubes. There's the remains of the aluminium that I've got left. So I've got little bits to do here, sorting out. Two of the things that Steve gave me, he said to me, here, do you want these two useless looking bits of wood? There's the other. And I said, Steve. And he said, what? I said, chuck boards. Chuck boards, look at that. Perfect. Because my old chuck board was twice the size of that, and I managed to drop it and split it. So I've got two new chuck boards, isn't that nice? So, the stopper has gone on, just to fill the little pinholes in the body filler. I've got little pinholes in the body filler because my body filler should have been chucked out 2 years ago. But I've stopped the obvious repairs, and I've stopped this area here on this one. I hope you can see that, because that was there's a lot of, basically what that was, rust pits, and it got sandblasted out. Then it got a smear of filler, and now I've just got the rest of it with the stopper. I forgot that dint there. I can't. Oh, I know what that is. Not a dint. It's a spot weld that's pulled tight, and that'll stay as it is. I've got the super duper grease killer in there, and it's soaking, and as you can see, it's getting cleaner all the time. So I'll leave that to soak over the weekend. So it's come to the time when we have to say thank you all for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for all the nice comments I received. I am sorry that the content this week is somewhat lackluster, but I've just been busy with other stuff. The garage is coming along. Well, it's virtually finished. Sister and husband are coming over next week on Thursday, and we'll have a day in, or half a day in there on Thursday, and we'll get it sorted out, finished and emptied. So that's more or less ready to move. That move is imminent, so that might kill yet another week, but never mind. We'll get back to it, don't worry. Okay folks, thanks for watching. As I was saying, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next week. Bye now.